morning. So this is one of those mornings where you wake up and you're planned on doing an epic run and it just doesn't come together for you. I was actually planning on getting up at like 4:30 to run, and that didn't quite work out, but I'm still gonna make good use of my time. Due to some family things, I need to stay near the house, so I'm going for another long neighborhood run. And here's my setup from yesterday. It almost worked out. Quick 5-mile check-in. Not too bad. Shout out to my buddy Eric who bought me this cooler. I like it. Thank you, bud. All right. An hour and 28 minutes, 9.36 miles. Things going well. Very humid, but not too hot, so. And still going strong, so. I am 14 miles in, about 2.5 hours. I was moving so well till about mile 11, and then I started having this pain. It started off thinking, well, maybe it's just like a niggle, a little soreness in my hip on my right side. But then my stride started to break down, and I started to feel like every once in a while my whole right side was gonna give way, which is strange. I'm gonna go one more and get 15. No promises though. I'm not sure I'll be running the whole time because this just doesn't feel right and I don't want to hurt myself. All right, we are back to try to run again. So it's Monday. Hoping that my right leg feels better. We'll see. See how far we go. All right, so I made it 6 miles. The niggle that was going on yesterday, my right leg is feeling much better. Still a little sore, you know, from yesterday's 15-miler, but I think it's gonna be okay, which is good news since I have 100 miles to run in just about 18 days, I think, so. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dan the Ultra Dad back again. So I hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to give you a training update tonight. A couple different things I'd like to let you know. First of all, I'm still full steam ahead, getting ready for the Grindstone 100 100-mile race, which is in Virginia. If you've been following me over the past few months, I've been training for this race. Really, kind of my entire year has been one big training block for the Grindstone 100. So the Grindstone 100 is a Hard Rock 100 qualifier. It's a very difficult race. About 25,000 feet of vertical gain and loss and a 38-hour cutoff time. So the goal is to finish the race, do the very best that I can, and it's just going to be a really challenging race. I'm really looking forward to it. It's starting to get pretty close. We are 18 days away from that race, and it's just going to be just an amazing experience. I can't wait. So that's number one. We are still headed, again, full steam ahead for that race. Speaking of which, my training has been going pretty well, but I wanted to tell you that this weekend I just had a bit of I don't know if you'd say a hiccup or a minor ache or pain. And I wouldn't call it an injury. I like to call these things niggles. But basically, my hip started hurting me this weekend. This weekend was supposed to be my peak training weekend of this training block, getting ready for the Grindstone 100. And unfortunately, I ran a pretty good run on, I think it was Thursday. I went 10 miles, and then on, maybe it was Friday, but either way, on Sunday, I went for a 15-mile run that I was trying, originally going to be doing at least 20, maybe 30 miles. But around 15 miles, actually around 12 miles into the run, my hip started hurting me. So it was kind of like, it was definitely on the right side. It was pretty deep in the hip area, that went kind of, from my glutes down into my hamstring, and occasionally even through my knee and into my leg. So it was a little bit frightening. Definitely it caused me to worry a little bit. At mile 12, I started feeling it, and then 3 miles later, I decided to call it, end the workout there. A little bit disappointing because that was supposed to be my big run for the week and really one of my peak weekend training weekends. So decided to, be careful and better safe than sorry. So I did that, and I was pretty concerned. Well, I ran yesterday, which was on Monday. I went ahead and ran, and I was going to go 10 miles. And thankfully, the niggle, this pain that I was feeling, had subsided quite a bit. Still a little bit sore, I think just because of the run and because of the fact that it was hurting me during that run on Sunday. But by Monday, 24 hours later, I was feeling much better. I then took today off, and so I'm trying to make sure this doesn't develop into anything more serious. So that's kind of a quick update on that. I feel fine. Walking around, I don't even feel it. It's just when I start running, it starts to ache a little bit. So I'm going to go for a pretty hard run tomorrow, and I will report back. But otherwise, fitness-wise, aerobically, I'm feeling very good. No problems. I mean, certainly I'm getting pretty nervous about this 100-mile intense hard rock qualifier race with a ton of vertical gain. It is a mountain race, 25,000 feet of vertical gain and loss. So definitely feeling a little bit nervous about that. But overall, when I look at this entire year, I ran 30 miles at Cruel Jewel, which is a ton of vertical gain. I did DNF at that race. But in June, I went, about a month later, I went and ran the Mohican 100 and finished that race. And then I've run a 50-miler and a 50K since then. So really have had quite a bit of mileage this summer, and I feel pretty proud about that. But we'll just have to see if it was enough coming up here in a few weeks. So anyway, just a little bit of a random update just to let you know how things are going. I'll try to post more frequent updates as we get even closer to the race. I've got some planning, some preparation that needs to be done, and certainly a lot of things I can talk about. So I appreciate you following along. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit the like thumbs up if you like this video, and the bell notification could be particularly useful for you over the next couple weeks as I build more and more and get closer to the Grindstone 100. So you can follow along as far as how things are going and updates and things like that. So